Good morning, students. As we have already finished our last chapter, which is about Python libraries, now here is our new topic. Last time I have said that we are going to start data structure from our new class. Before start data structure, we have to study some 11th class topic also, which is also in your syllabus. So here I am going to discuss first topic, sorting, which you have already studied in class 11th. So what does sorting means? Sorting means to arrange the data either in ascending or descending order. Okay, to arrange the data is in the form of list according to our syllabus. So we sort list because lists are mutable, not tuple. So there are various sorting techniques: bubble sort, insertion sort, quick sort, heap sort. But in our syllabus there are only two topics: bubble sort and insertion sort. We have already studied searching technique also, binary search I have already discussed with you, as well as linear search. So today we are going to discuss bubble sort. Today we discuss bubble sort. So here is a program. Here is a program of bubble sort. First of all, I will discuss the program, then its description. Program to sort a list using a bubble sort. In our program, this is our program, we declare a list which contains different elements. These are not in the sorted manner. These are not arranged either in ascending or nor in descending order. So we have to arrange this list in ascending order. First of all, print the original list. Before we going to change, we change the list. This is the list. Then we find out the length of the list. Length of the list will be stored in variable n. Now here we are using nesting of for loop. So the outer loop will run from 0 to n, which is length of list. N is if n is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So here 0 to 6, because if n is 7, the range will be from 0 to 6. For j in range 0 to n minus I minus 1, it means this inner loop will run from 0 to n minus, for first iteration I is 0, n minus 0 minus 1, n means 7, 7 minus 0 minus 1 means it is 6. For range, j will be run from 0 to 5. For range, for first time, j will be from 0 to 5 according to this list. Here we will take some comparison. If a list of 0 means if the first element is greater than the second element, if the zero index element is greater than first index element, then swap the elements. Swap the elements means in 0 index assign the second element, the first index element, and in the first index element assign the 0 index element. So this is the main logic. This is multiple assignment statement in a single statement. So go through this, and I will run this program. We will run this program, but before we run, what is the output? This is our original list, which is in unsorted manner, and after running this program, the list will be like this: 2 3 6 13 15 22 52. Look at here, is the heaviest element, the largest element is at the last of the list, and the smallest element is at the beginning of the list. So let's start how we can run this program. Initially n is 7, the length of list is 7, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So n is 7. Initially I is 0. These are all index variable I, j is from 0 to 7 minus I. 7 minus I, initially I is 0 minus 1. 7 minus 1 is 6. So for range, 6 will be converted to 5, means j will be from 0 to 5 in this for loop, inner for loop. J will be from 0 to 5 first time. So here is our list: 15 6 15 6 13 22 3 52 2. This is our original list, and this is our index 0 1 2 3 4 5 6. Now for j equals to 0, means for the first time when we run for j equals to 0, if a list of 0 is greater than a list of 0 plus 1, 1 means first element compared with second element. If this a list of 0 is this and a list of j plus 1 means 0 plus 1 is this. If this first element is greater than this, then you have to swap. Swap means you have to perform this action. You have to perform this action. If this condition is true, means if the lower index element is greater than the larger index element, just next larger index element, means if j of 0, a list of 0 is greater than a list of 1, then swap the value. Swap means 6 will be replaced by 15 and 15 will be replaced by 6. Here it is. So this is the main logic. Now j will run from 0 to 5. For j equals to 0, we swap the first two elements. Now j equals to 1. Now we move to index 1. If a list of j is greater than a list of j plus 1, if a list of j is greater than a list of j plus 1, this is our main logic. If a list of j is greater than a list of j plus 1, so yes, it is true. 15 is greater than 13, then again we have to swap. 13 will be replaced by 15 and 15 will be replaced by 13. So our list will become something like this. 13 is at the first position and 15 is at the second index position. Now for j equals to 2, this is the second position, 2. If a list of j is greater than a list of j plus 1, so here 15 is not greater than 22. So here there is no change, because our if condition is false here, so there will be no change for j equals to 2, because 15 is lesser than 22. Now for j equals to 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, this, if a list of j is greater than a list of j plus 1, yes, it is greater than a list of j plus 1. So here we will take swapping, and 22 will be replaced by 3 and 3 will be replaced by 22. So here I have written swap. For j equals to 3, then for j equals to 4. For j equals to 4, here 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is j list of 4, a list of 4 for j equals to 4. And a list of j plus 1 means a list of 5. So if this is greater than this, no, this is not greater than this, 22 is not greater than 52. So there will be no change. Again for j equals to 5. For j equals to 5, a list of j, this is j, a list of j is greater than a list of j plus 1. Yes, it is greater than a list of j plus 1. Then swap these values. So the final list for I equals to 1. This is for I equals to 1. For outer loop I equals to 1. Here we will conclude that in the first iteration for I equals to 1, for outer loop I equals to 0, the heaviest element will be at the bottom of the list, means it will reach at the last position. Okay, this is for I equals to 0. Now the whole inner loop will be executed for j equals to 0 to 5. Now I will be incremented and I will be 1, and then again for inner loop j will be from 0 to n minus 1 minus 1. N minus 1 minus 1 means n minus I is 1 minus 1. This is I, value of I. So n is 7. So 7 minus 2, 5. And for range it is from 0 to 5 will be changed to 4. So for the next iteration j will be from 0 to 4, and the same process will be repeated. After this list. Same process will be repeated. Now j will reach till index 4, and j plus 1 will be here. So we will not change this value, and we will do the operation above this for the next iteration, because it is already settled. The heaviest element is already at the last position. Now for the next iteration, the loop will work to the above elements of the heavier element, and the second element, this position will be filled with the second largest heaviest element, which is 22. For this and for this iteration, 22 will be settled here at last when you run similarly like this. So this is the main logic of the bubble sorting, uh, and finally the list will be sorted in each and every for each and every iteration for I equals to from 0 to 6. When outer loop will run from 0 to 6 times, then the list will be arranged in sorted manner in ascending order. So this is the main list which will be arranged after running like this. Go through this program, make the program, run it, and try run at yourself. You will check how the logic will work. Okay, and the next time we will discuss selection sort, or I think insertion sort. We will I will see it in the syllabus, and after that we will discuss the data structure. In data structure you have the topics, the syllabus is reduced. Previously we have stack and queue, but now queue is removed from your syllabus. Queue is removed from your syllabus, only stack will be there. So in data structure we will study stack operations, pop, push, all these types of operation. Before it we will discuss what are stack. Okay, so that's all for today. Goodbye.